What's going on, y'all? Forward Faking. We're back with a video, man. We're doing a reaction to "I used to be racist until I moved to a red state." Man, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
2 years ago, 2 years ago, I was racist. I hated white people. I didn't think I hated white people. I'll be real, I didn't think I did until the Lord checked my heart and He said to me, "You know you're racist, right?" And I said, "Nah, you can't be telling me that. I ain't racist. Like, black people can't be racist, right?" And He revealed to me the hatred I have in my heart was passed down from a generational teaching that was taught.
What's this whole thing about black folks thinking black people can't be racist? When you look up the definition of racism, does it say this definition excluding black people? Like, this makes no sense to me, bro.
Through family and whatnot. Now, when that was revealed to me, that's when my family and we moved down south to South Carolina. I'm originally from Maryland. I'm from PG County. So in that area, it's predominantly black. That's all you see is just, black everything, just black richness, the melanin, everything. That's all you see.
Black richness.
Beautiful
I
representation
thought that was
in
Atlanta.
the area. That's all I knew, literally, until I moved away. And I didn't think I had hatred towards whites until I was around whites down south. I didn't know how to feel about them. I didn't know how to necessarily act around them. Now, mind you, I have worked with white people before. I have, but I still had my mixed views about them due to what I was taught. And that's just that. But here's what made me look at white people differently. When I brought my children to school down south in South Carolina, and the city that we live in is very conservative based, so it's not just a Republican state, it's also conservative based too. And the way how those teachers listened to me when I addressed my concerns about my children and their education and everything, it blew my mind how understanding. They was very compassionate. I remember them even apologizing to me for what I went through with PG County schools, because Prince George's County schools, for anyone that lives there, they know it is horrible.
So, regardless of whether most people admit it or not, especially within the black community, a lot of the hatred that they have towards other groups of people, specifically white people, is handed down to them. And then now that we have social media, it is confirmed, it is reiterated. The trauma bonding is across the board where people are looking for and then they are handed based off of what it is that they're searching and their algorithm confirmation that, hey, listen, it's okay to hate other people, it's okay to hate white people. They will justify it, they will spin a narrative, they will say, oh man, it's okay, it's not okay, it is, the best thing, the worst thing, whatever. We can't be racist because we have no institutional power to be able to create a system that oppresses white people. Bro, all you got to do is go into some of these living rooms over on Thanksgiving and let something with regard to a white person and now probably Trump come up, and some of the most hateful things that you.
Now this is vice versa. This is not only in the black family. You got racist people in every ethnic background. The white folks that raise their kids up to be racist against minorities or specifically black people. You can, if you flip the coin, it's the same thing. You bring up a particular conversation, racial slurs are being thrown. Let's keep it honest. This is the reality of the world. But I find it interesting when it comes to like these posts, TikTok, whatever it may be. You tend to see a pattern. It's always, let's keep it honest, TikTok is a female dominant based platform. They're always just raving and ranting. It's like a venting platform to where girls just come on. To be honest, to be frank, I would only see a black woman come on a TikTok post addressing this type of concern, so to speak. Right? It's like there's no critical thinking implemented whatsoever. I thought all white people were the same. Oh, when I was living where I was, and I knew I was racist, but the Lord had to tell, like, you knew every thought that was going through your mind. You understood that you had hatred for that particular group. Let's keep it honest. The Lord didn't need to tell you anything. You can't emphasize later, and you're like, oh well, I always thought I was. Well, obviously you had the thoughts and knew you were spewing some hatred. Like, I don't. Sometimes I really question: is there authenticity behind these posts, or are people this dumb and delusional to where, nah, this is how people really think, man? We cooked. We
Have
cooked.
ever heard in your entire life will be spewed. Now, of course, there's going to be people that push back because they want their institutional racism. They want how they feel to be confirmed. They don't want to change who they are. And the older that they get, the more set in their ways they become, which is very interesting that this woman is talking about it because she's basically saying that her change of heart had to come from being divine. So the information can be out there for you. You can research it. You can know that you're supposed to treat people based off of the content of their character instead of the color of their skin.
That's what I'm
And it
saying.
goes both ways, obviously. But black people think that they're justified in hating other people or hating white people. And it even goes as far as how they start to vote against their own best interests because they think that they're doing themselves a favor by hating somebody else, but it never works out beneficial for you when you start to hate other people. And they don't think that they're racist. And so it's very interesting to hear this woman's story.
Horrible. It is so bad. I mean, the system is beyond messed up. Like, it's just bad. So when they saw the issues that my kids have, they placed them in developments that they need to be in school. And when I tell you 2 years later, my children are doing so well. They have progressed so fast. And it's such a blessing to me. And I remember I was telling my sister, I said, I wish kids in PG County, I wish that they can experience this. I was like, every kid in Prince George's County should experience what my kids are experiencing down here in South Carolina. And it grieved me.
It's just pure ignorance, man. Like, we're gonna let her finish, but if you put yourself in a bubble, you're only gonna get the understanding of what's in that bubble. So, this is what I mean by critical thinking. I think I would have enough common sense to even know that if I lived in a predominant black community, that there's still decent people in every shape, size, and color. And just because I lived in a predominantly black community or a certain ethnic group community-based community, and all they spew is negativity about other races, I'll be smart enough to understand that's not the narrative. I mean, we have enough social resources, access, and a network to understand there's things on the other side of the mountain. It's not just, oh, well, somebody told me, and if I grew up around racism, I gotta believe it. I mean, as a kid, sure, because you're impressionable, you're probably not consuming information at such a capacity. But when it gets to the time to where you're in your 30s, you have your own family, you should be smart enough to understand certain things, especially if you're faith based. I'm not sitting here pointing a finger, but it's funny how people pick and choose when it's required to. If you're going to use the divine, you already understand the morality and character and ethics that come with that. Don't pick and choose. And I always hated white people, but I serve God. And even the words biblical, if you hate people, how can you love the Lord? Like, it doesn't make sense. But like I said, you only see these type of rants and nonsense being spewed on TikTok.
I said, it's not fair that these policies that they have in place in Maryland, and all the people do is vote blue in Maryland because that's all we know. But moving away from a blue state to a red state, it gave me an awakening that I needed to have. And like, honestly, when the Lord revealed my heart as far as like how I felt about people who are not my race, I had to repent, of course. It gave me a sense of grief for myself for on the things that I missed out on due to the
Yep.
racism that I had in my heart
Yep.
about whites. But now, fast forward, I welcome everyone with such love and respect. I do. I really do. And
That's dope.
the way how red states with conservative-based cities, because I know every red state doesn't have conservative-based cities. There are red states that have.
Texas, Houston, the biggest city in Texas, is very blue. Dallas, even though the mayor switched over to being red, is very blue. There's
That's a lie. Dallas is not very blue. That's a lie. I think he'd have to elaborate on that one because I think there's this fallacy of just because there's a certain narrative being pushed that's like you have a little bit of people who are very adamant about the blue or the left type of perspective sprinkled into what would be a red state that doesn't speak for the masses of the state or that city. You know, Anton's from Detroit. That is very blue. Period. Dallas has never Texas period has never been known to have any type of blue emphasis. Now you got all these Californians that are moving over to the Dallas area to Texas, so that's what I mean by having it sprinkled in. But ain't no way you gonna flip Texas. Period. The two predominant places that I know state-wise, right, that I believe will never be flipped, no matter how much fluff gets sprinkled in, are Texas and Florida. Texas and Florida. I was gonna add Georgia in, but I don't know. They getting kind of zesty over there. But for Anton being over here patting this woman on the back, oh, that's dope. I mean, hey, I'm glad you came. You've had your full circle moment, and you come to a realization. You know, better late than never. But I don't know. Maybe this is me probably just needing to have some grace. It's like, come on, man. You can't be a grown adult just thinking like this. And this is what I mean. Like the average person is just very ignorant. The average American is very ignorant, man. So take that with a grain of salt.
Even in red states, large metropolitan areas tend to be blue. That's just the way that it go. No matter what kind of red state that you in, most areas tend to be blue.
Democrat cities. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about red states with conservative city base, like all red all around.
Yep.
I noticed how the local businesses invest in the schools. I noticed how the teachers are happy to teach the children.
Yep.
I noticed how these school classrooms are not overpopulated.
Whole nother world.
I noticed that these teachers are caring, they're loving, they make you feel involved, they make you know that they basically let you know that you are not alone. Like, we are a team.
I'm confused though. So if you're telling me you had to go to a red state to figure that out, like, or you had to go to a red state to figure out, I guess white people are cool. Why are you digging up where you're from? Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but PG County this, Maryland, man, we had it. Oh, I grew up around this and that, and this is what we knew. But you're saying that white people are racist out there. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm misconstruing, but it seems like on one end she was bigging up where she's from and it's this and that, but she had to come down to a red state to figure and understand that. I guess different races are accepting and they care about children's education, or like, I don't know. Confusing to say the least, man. We're gonna end it there. I think we get the premise of the video. The bottom line needs to be that people are people. It doesn't matter what you look like. There's good people in every race, right? I mean, when people run with the stereotypes and what could be or what is a narrative, that's where ignorance just blossoms. You just live in this bubble and you think, well, he said it's this way, and I'm just gonna keep understanding this whole ideology that this person has given me, and this is why I encourage people to travel, see different cultures, see different places, because it'll open your eyes, not just stateside. Go overseas. You'll probably end up valuing more so what you got back at home in the States. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts, man. Everybody should move in peace and love. But like, people need to have some common sense now. And getting on TikTok to tell your story, maybe you're going to help somebody else to open their eyes. Maybe that's what this could be used for, right? It's a testimony in a sense, but it's just funny to me how there's all these rants and, you know, individuals venting on TikTok, and it's just like, is this really how we think in 2026? We got to do better, ladies and gentlemen. We got to do better. You know, I respect others until disrespect is handed over to me. You know, I just got to treat others kindly. That's the bottom line, man, especially if you've been brought up in the faith. So peace, love, prosperity, God. And I say especially if you've been brought up in the faith, because you should know better. So peace, love, prosperity, man. God bless y'all. Jesus is the way, truth, the life, man. We'll see you on the next video.